Tainas Oines Begiti. It's really a continuation of the previous sugya. Previous sugya we learned. The Gemara made a comparison. That's the final part of the Gemara. The same way, if 12 months are up and a person is oines because the rabbis prevent him, she's sick, she has a problem with her blood now in her cycle period of time. And that was the last pshat of Ravashi. Ravashi, lo kol unsolo yochlo. That's the maskonas of Ravashi. All onsim, all force, she does it in 12 months are up, and she has the oiness of the rabbis. So it falls on Sunday. The rabbi said, can't. You have to make a big meal for 3 days, or he's sick, or she's sick, or nida, person nida not have time. All those onsim she doesn't eat. Doesn't have to give her. Why? Because his oiness, I'm poto. Doesn't have to give. This is the maskonis of Ravashi. Comes the Gemara and he says, Omarov. Comes Rov and he says, Omarov, it's base, I'm with base. Omarov, if Ilinyan Gitin ain't okay. Reference to Gitin is not so. Before I continue, you prepare the Gemara? You know, so this. Right. Well, not enough, but you started here. Did you start? You were here until where you went to? Oh, that's good. That's very good. What about you, Melech? You prepared? You in this class? You prepared? Okay. Big enough community guys ain't prepared. I'm gonna have to learn from the tomorrow. You prepared Joseph Truman. You prepared? You did? Until where?
So, Rabbi Yehuda.
Okay. So, there's a long sugi with Gemara all the way to here. Okay. Until Omar Shmuel Baravitzchok. 2, 4, 6, 8 lines from the bottom of Kimon Amud. That's until there the sugi goes through. So you guys have to prepare the Gemara Rashi. Just the physical wash it. And then we're going to go into the depths of it. What's the concept? What's machloikas here? What's the concept of oinus? Okay, what oinus does? What's the makoi? What's the source of oinus? And there's a source. So there's a lot of parts to it. Okay. Is it Bika Shmuel here? I don't know if they printed Bika Shmuel. I don't think so. They didn't print Bika Shmuel, right? Bika Shmuel they did. Shmuel they did. Sivis. There's a Chaim Alevi here. Okay, good. There's a lot more to learn. Okay. What? Sure. I didn't print a lot. I only have a few more. So I'm only giving to the rabbis now. But he just got sentenced. He's going to print out today. Okay. This today. So this sugi of Ezrat Hashem, we're entering now 1 week before Rosh Hashanah. Then we have Rosh Hashanah week, which have two days of holiday. Then a week later we have Yom Kippur. So it's really 2.5 weeks of learning. Then you have holidays in between. Then you have Erev Rosh Hashanah, Erev Yom Kippur. It's basically 5 days besides Shabbos out of the 2.5 weeks, and we're not going to learn. I'm going to give you a shiur and give a talk about it. But basically not a set Rosh Hashanah, but it's not a set learning about. But still, Afal PK, go into it because it's a very important sugya. You have to learn it well and understand it well. Okay, we'll start. Omar Rove says, Miliyam Gitin Einokim. Reference to Gitin is not so. What does that mean? We said before that when 12 months are up, and the person doesn't get married to his wife because of the rabbi's force of him sick, she's sick, etc. Some kind of an oinus, some kind of a force. So the law is, it's not considered that he didn't do preparation of marriage or 12 months. All onsim exempts him, he doesn't have to give her food. So Robert says, we are onsim. Reference to onsim is enoken is not so. Reference to onsim is not so. Not so. It's not the same. By onsim is not the same. Inyan onsim and enoken. By Gitin, we don't say onsim. Okay? What does that mean? Let's see Rashi. There's a Rashi on top of the page, 4 lines on the down. Inyan Gitin enoken. Alefikach koi. Goes on, the fikach of Shmuel. The Shmuel on Shmuel teaches us שהכובס האוינס פוטר אותו מן המזונות. The preventing of an oinus exempts him from giving food to his wife, his fiancé. Got engaged, 4 months are up, and he has a prevention of oinus to marry her. We learned the fikor, according to our Rashi's conclusion, that שהכובס האוינס פוטר אותו מן המזונות. Prevention of force, rabbis, him sick, she says, is a force. So then the law is potarto mina mezonot, exempts him from the food, from his obligation of food. The inyan gitin, reference to gitin, ein ta'anat oines moelis. The claim of force doesn't help. What does that mean? What does it mean, the claim of force? It's very strange because it is voluntarily. If I want, I divorce. I don't want, I don't divorce. So if I'm forced not to divorce, so good, so I didn't divorce. It depends on me. What do I need? A force for me not to divorce. I can decide not to divorce anyhow. What does that mean? She says, in no son get leashed. Somebody really get a bill of, he gave a bill of divorce to his wife. Almenat. Where's the word almenat? On condition, in order. Im loy ovo adzman ploy. I won't come back until time, John Doe time, means some time. So then he says, yeah, get. Let's say a person travels, he gives a get to his wife, and he says, listen, I don't come back. In 12 months, maybe cannibals ate me in a way. When it has to come after 1 month, it's okay, but if I don't come after 12 months, you're free. I give you this bill of divorce. Or there's a war. If I don't come back, it means I'm dead. That's what he said. Or whatever it is. Almenatim lo even if he's alive, but he doesn't come, it's divorce. Almenat, in condition. In Loban's man point, if you don't come to some time, your get will be a bill of divorce. Venenas, and he was forced. Couldn't come. Why he couldn't come? He was forced. He didn't die. He's alive. He was forced to come. He wanted to come. So then, the Loibo raise the get. It is a bill of divorce. Cannot say I was forced. Here's the point. Comes Rob and he says, I want to make a distinction between ksubis and kolata kula, which oinus works. Here, oinus, force, doesn't work by gitin. What way? Somebody gives a get with a condition and cannot fulfill the condition because of force. You don't say the force exempts him, but it's not considered that he didn't fulfill the condition. No, as if he failed. Again, gave a get, is if I don't come, will be a bill of divorce. Now he was forced, he couldn't come. You don't say the fact he's forced It's not considered that he made a decision not to come. Therefore, the get needs to be a get. No, since he's forced. So then what we say, I'm sorry, I wanted to come. I couldn't come. So it's not considered that I didn't come. And therefore what? He said it's a get if I don't come. Now, if deliberately doesn't come, it's a get. If it's forced and he couldn't come, she should not be a get, right? Over says, en oinus begidin. Begidin is no oinus, and it doesn't work. And therefore, the fact that he couldn't come because of force, I don't consider that as valid. That he has an exemption that was forced. He didn't come, and therefore it's a get. That's what she said. It is a get. Why? Cannot say I was forced. If there is oinus, if oinus exists, like kolaterekula oinus exists, what does this concept of oinus mean? What? Yeah, what does if oinus exists means? What does oinus does? Can't blame me, right? I'm blocked to do it. We can't blame me. So you can't say that I fulfilled the condition not to come. I said it's a get if I fill the condition not to come. I didn't fulfill the condition not to come, right? Why? Because it was forced. If there is oinus, it's not considered to fulfill the condition, therefore it's not a get. I said a get only if I fill the condition. I didn't fill, so I was forced. But if I don't care about oinus, he didn't come, so he fulfilled. Therefore, there's a get. That's what Rashi said. You cannot say onus himself. The Gemara concludes. Almo kasova. It comes out. You learn from this. The Hoga holds. And oinus begitin. Oinus doesn't exist in Gittin. Let's say Rashi. Almo kasova and oinus begitin. And ta'anat oinus begitin. There's no claim and oinus in Gittin. Printing small one. Why you print small ones?
Some people like it.
Yeah, a lot of people are a big fan of this pamphlet.
I don't care about certain paper. Some people like it small.
It
Yes,
saves half the paper.
that's true. But
You can save
then it's not so clear. It's
Yeah,
small.
but I'm pretty
So,
just a few small ones. Quick print.
Very good. I could translate this under. I work on my training.
good. So the question is, what the Gemara added by saying Alma? We see that he holds it on his Gittin, but it's the Gemara. It's a general thing. In Gittin, holiness doesn't work. Really, what does it mean Gittin? Because get is a free will. So if I want a divorce, I divorce. I don't want a divorce. I don't want a divorce. I don't have to come on to a force to prevent me from divorce. Even if there's no force, if I didn't divorce, I didn't divorce. It depends on me. If I made a promise, I made a condition, therefore, I want to say, because of force is considered that I consider that my condition was deliberately not fulfilled. I can have two types of condition. I can say it's a get if I don't come, or opposite, it's a get if I come. Right? I can say it's a bill of horse if I don't come in 12 months. I couldn't come 12 months because I was forced. So if holiness is if holiness is something which exists, right? I call it the kula. It's not considered, I didn't come. It's not considered, I didn't fulfill the condition. So therefore, it's not a get. Like it's a get if I don't come. I didn't not come, I'm forced.
She didn't say.
There's no such thing. That's how I feel here, but I didn't want to. What?
She doesn't say this case for some reason. She only says the other type of case.
Okay, so we have to, the coil will be if it's positive. Let's talk about positive. I say, it's a get if I come. right? He wanted to come. He didn't say it's a get if I don't come. He said it's a get if I come. See, now he has to do an active act to make the get. But he couldn't come because he was forced. He wanted to come because he was forced. So what do we say? Enon is Begiti. And therefore, we don't care if it's pointless or is that a fact. You didn't come means you fulfill your condition. That's what's a get. What? If I say it's a get, if I don't come, and I couldn't come because of pointless, so then what really I'm saying, I'm erasing the onus, I didn't come. So therefore it's a get. I say opposite. It is a get. If I come, right? Opposite. I don't say if I don't come, it's a get. If I come, it's a get. Right? So then if I didn't come because I'm forced, and I throw the whole force away, so then what I say is as if I came, but there's no active coming. This is one of the big questions here in the Sugya. Since the Gemara didn't mention this condition, only in the negative, gave a get, don't come. So not coming, it's a negative. It's not an active thing. It's maybe a free will decision not to come. So I didn't come because not my free will or force. There's no decision. Say oinus as if I erase oinus and as we get it and I didn't come. But that's negative. But to say oinus I erase and as if I came, it's already a big jump. That's in when I throw out oinus. Let's say I put in oinus. There's a Gemara brings later on an opinion. There's two opinions here. What Rava said. There's two traditions. Look in Daf Gimel Amud Aleph. Daf Gimel Amud Aleph. Ikadamos 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 lines on the top. Ikadamre, you see that? 11 lines on the top. Ikadamre. Oma Rova v'chen inyan gitin. Al makasova yesh oinus b'git. Oinus works like subis. Oinus works by gitin. So let's talk about normally if gitin is similar, that oinus works. Okay, what does that mean? So let's go over the two sides of condition. Say I'm giving a bill of divorce if I don't come in 12 months, and he couldn't come because of force. So force works. Normally, force works. I didn't make a decision. It's not considered I made a decision not to come because I was forced. There is oinus. So what will be the law? What? It's a bit, right? It didn't come, so therefore it's a get. It's a get if I don't come. And he didn't come because he was forced, it's considered he didn't come. Sorry. It's considered as if he came. Because he was forced not to come. So normally if oinus works, it says if he came. So therefore there's no get. The get is canceled. But if en oinus begitin, so I didn't come, not because of force. Again, have to go. What's the difference between en oinus or yeshua? Somebody says, I raise a gitech if I don't come in 12 months. So now he doesn't come after 12 months because of oinus. So if en oinus begin, which is the first command, I throw out the onus, right? And I said, you didn't come. So therefore it is a bill of divorce. If Yerushalayim is beginning, so I wanted to come. I couldn't, so it's considered as if I came. So therefore what? Not a divorce. But if Aaron is beginning, it is a divorce. Okay, that's clear. Let's talk about positive condition. Okay, I raise the gita. This is a bill of divorce. If I come, right, and he wanted to come, and he couldn't. You were forced. So if Aaron is beginning, I said, I don't care, you wanted to come. You didn't come. No, it's not a divorce. He said it's a divorce if I come. Yeah, he said it's a divorce if I come. He didn't come because he was forced. So now, if ein oinus begitin, I throw out the oinus. So what do I say? Okay. What? Not a good excuse. You didn't come. You didn't come. It's not a divorce because divorce only if you come. You didn't come. That's if ein oinus begitin. If there is oinus begitin, so then what do I have to say? You have to say a big jump. Why? I have to say, I'd say it's a gift. If I come with 12 months, I come, it's a gift. I don't want to see when I come. If I don't come, I don't care. If I come, it's a gift. If I come, I don't want to see. Okay? And now, 12 months are up, and he can come because he's forced. He wants to come, he can come. Yes, oinus begiti. There is oinus. So the fact that he didn't come, it's not considered he didn't come. It's as if I came. Who says it's a big jump?
Because you want.
But you wanted to come. Okay, you wanted to come, so I don't blame you, you couldn't come. But who says that will make as if you came? An act of coming. But let's jump that. That's one a big jump that we're going to say soon. You'll see here. So the positive said we're going to say, okay, so what happens if you join this Begiti? As if I came. Thereby it's a gift. If I come and I came because I was forced not to come, as if I came. No. Who says that? It's a big jump. Understand? Why is it a big jump? Because I have to say the fact that I'm forced. It's not only an excuse why I didn't come. So my decision not coming is not a decision like because I wanted to come. You have to say I actually came. In order to make a bill of divorce, I have to come physically. So who says oinus, the Torah exempts you? It doesn't say oinus actively obligates you. This is what we're going to. This is the subject matter we're going to learn this coming week. Okay? Again, remember those words. Oinus rachmona patre. Oinus Torah exempts you. Do we say oinus chavia? The fact that you oinus the Torah is mechayah as if you did an active act. It's really a big jump. Torah makes as if he didn't say as if he came and is obligated. That was what? Yeah. But when the Torah says you oinus and the Torah exempts you from punishment, the Torah also said, so I don't have an action, a decision that I didn't come. So that's okay. So we have oinus begitin, but if it's oinus begitin, means I said it's a gift if I don't come. So don't say that I made a decision not to come if I'm oinus, if there is oinus begitin, because that decision not to come, I was forced. So therefore it's not considered I made a decision not to come. The Torah exempts me by yeah, but he didn't make it very good. But when he made a condition, he didn't spell out what happened will be by force. If it's if maybe it's common force, so you can say the fact that he didn't specify out. If it's uncommon force, you don't have to write those things. Then that's called oinus. We're going to see soon later on. He's touching another problem, which part of the sugi here. Which type of force can make? He look in 1 second. You don't even know what type of the normal force that needs to happen. So you can say the fact that he talk about it, or it's I should know about it. It's my neglection. Abnormal. If it's totally abnormal, so everybody should agree there's oinus. I want to say that about oinus here, it's not so common. Middle. It's for middle one. Whatever it is. So now if you have a middle oinus, middle ground oinus, so then what? If the condition is negative, it's a get if I don't come. So it's negative, not coming, it's a negative, it's not active, it's just a decision. But when I don't act, so now I didn't act. Why? Because I was forced. So it's not considered I didn't act. The Torah exempt me, which means the Torah not only exempt me from punishment, the Torah also said as if it's not considered I made a decision not to come. I didn't act a negative act. But who say that oinus will say when it's a positive condition, when I say it's a get, guys following me? It's a get, a little bit, you have to think. I remember when I learned the sugya once, I could take half an hour myself. It has thinking all the way in my mind, all the sides, figure out exactly what it means. Finally, does it like sponge. But that's well again, when I have it's a get, and I do a positive condition. This is a get if I come. So if you say I'm forced, and there is force, let's say oinus. What oinus would tell me? I'm exempt. The Torah doesn't punish me. It's not what is a punishment here. He is not a subject of punishment. He what the subject is that I fulfill the coming. And therefore it's a get. Or okay, I'm not blamed not to come. That doesn't mean that I came. It's already a big jump. But we say oinas mone patre, not only from punishment, also it's not considered that I made a negative act. Number three, another level, maybe it's considered I did a positive act. It's if I came. So I'm forced. Therefore, it's considered I came. Therefore, it's not divorce. It's a divorce if I come. So if I say I'm forced as if I came, so sorry, there's a divorce. Male is a divorce. Following me? Go ahead, Yoshua. Don't be ashamed about it. It's always going to be the same. Right. Two options. The Gemara speaks about a negative. It says again if I don't come. So then that's the Gemara's case, right? He says, I'll give him a zoinais if I'm prepared. But I wasn't prepared. Oinus. So therefore what oinus does, if there is oinus, so therefore it's considered as if I'm prepared, or I'm not blamed, I'm not prepared. If I'm prepared, I need to give if I'm prepared, I need to give oil. I need to give him food. What happened if I prevented and I'm not prepared? Give me oinus. But the fact I'm not prepared, I'm oinus. So it's not considered. Therefore, what does it say? I'm not blamed that I didn't prepare. Or no, it's considered as if I prepared. So that I don't have to necessarily say the oinus makes as if I prepared. Just I'm saying I'm not blamed that I didn't prepare. Therefore, you don't punish me, you don't fine me that I need to pay the oinus because the obligations I didn't prepare. So negative. I didn't prepare, not come, didn't prepare. So I need to pay my oinus, right? I'm fine. I should be punished. So if I'm oinus, if there is oinus, right? The halacha is I'm oinus. The rabbi say can marry Sunday. I was sick, she was sick. I'm oinus, right? So what do we say? What oinus does? I'm not blamed that I didn't prepare. Don't find me from the act from the decision that I didn't prepare. So that's a negative. 1 second. Now we jump into Giti. We have two traditions, what Rabbi said. What Rabbi said, I've referenced the Giti and oinus begiti. Economically says Rabbi says nothing happened. There is oinus begiti. So now, yes. So we talk about in the first page now, and oinus begiti. So first, before I to understand that, I want to go through the concept. What does it mean, yesh oinus begiti? What does it mean to yesh oinus? What's the concept of oinus? So the Gemara's case is negative. Like, I didn't prepare 12 months. I didn't prepare 12 months. So punish me, I have to give food. Here I said it's a get if I don't come after 12 months. So therefore it's a get. But I didn't come because I was forced. So if there is oinus, so the fact I'm not blamed, it's not considered that I made a decision not to come. I said it's a get. If I don't come, then it's a get. But you can't say I didn't come, I wanted to come, I'm forced. So therefore it's not considered that it's if I didn't come. Okay? That's a negative. Right? But what will be opposite? If I say it's a get, if I come. So then if I say yes oinus, there is oinus beginning, and then what oinus will tell me? All this is to tell me not only not to be blamed that I didn't come, it's not a negative. In order to get to be a get, I have to actually come. So because I'm honest, it says if I came, it's a jump, which means it's not only exempt you from a negative, it also has to make you as if it was a positive action you came. It's called honest achmonech ayin. Yerushalmi, command over. Honest command over. That's what you believe. Honest as if you did. Not honest as if I didn't do it. Honest as if I did. It's already a big jump. This part of the subject we're doing. But before that, you have to now search what's the source of honest. Let's look at the Torah. Okay? Start from the Torah. See how the Gemara applies this concept. All of a shot. Make a Rabbi Diaspora Yeshiva Google search, okay? Let's see which cases the Gemara applies the concept of holiness. And here, what's the cases that the holiness applies or doesn't apply if Enonis begin? Because the reason why Enonis begin, I hope you guys learn. Enonis begin. What's the reason Enonis? Normally there should be an holiness, right? Like call up to anywhere in the Torah, holiness exists. Why here in holiness? Remember, guys learned? Because snuas and brutzois. Because modest Jewish girls and brutzois, immodest Jewish girls. Remember that? You remember that? Modest Jewish girls, those worry maybe, he said it's a get, I'm divorced if he didn't come. But maybe he had a force, and therefore it's not considered he didn't come, and therefore we're still married. But they're always stuck being waiting for their husband. Not divorcing them, not divorces, for being always anchored to the husband. I want to free those ultra religious warrior girls. And the brutzois will have an oinus, therefore it's their divorce. It's a get if they don't come. If there is oinus, means they're not divorced. Say, no, there was an oinus. They'll go out, they'll break the marriage. So therefore we say, anyway, oinus doesn't play around. So one thing. This was a concept. So it's only rabbinic law. Really, oinus should work from the Torah somehow. Like we see by Ksubis, many other ways we're going to learn soon. Here, the rabbis prevented by Gittin oinus stack. Protect the women, Jewish women, the religious ones, the modest one and the unmodest. Okay? But there is an opinion of who says, no, I don't worry to protect those women. As the normal rule of oinus works. So let's a little bit go into the concept of oinus. What is oinus and where is written it? So you have the papers. The first thing is I'm going to start with the Gemara in the Dorim page 27a. Okay? Turn the page, the bottom. You guys have to go through the Gemaras. I'm not going to do it now with you this second. I hope you guys prepare yourself and prepare later. I'm now going to teach you the concept of what you need to search. Okay? So turn the page 2. Yeah? Everybody have? Good. It's my last page in there. So, Mas listen, the mission. Need the onsen. Thou are force. Somebody says to his friend, I'm vowing you to eat by me. What does that mean?
No punishment, right? He's taking the onus on himself to do this?
Yes. No. The onus is different. It says, I'm giving you a vow, putting a vow on you, that you're going to eat by me. Means, if you're not going to eat by me, I'm going to have a vow, or you're going to be prohibited to me. And he says, listen, you're not going to come tonight to eat by me lunch, I cannot enjoy you anymore. I'm putting a vow, I cannot enjoy you. Okay?
It is an onus.
1 second, what happened? The fellow who, he became sick, he couldn't give him lunch. Or Shechol Abnoyo, his son became sick, he couldn't feed him lunch. He had to go to the hospital. Or Sheikva Noah, or it was a river preventing small rain, short rain, strong rain, and the river started to flood, it didn't go through. So there was unseen, what is called unseen. So now we're taking another subject. You have Ksubis, you have Giti, now we have Nadon. Okay? Where Oinus applies. Oinus. The law is what?
How could you prepare for a flood? I thought we said only
can't.
inapplicable if you
Arei
don't.
Elu Nidronsim is called near the Oinus. Doesn't consider him a vow. The vow doesn't take any effect because he couldn't come. Again, he made a vow, come eat by me. Not, I'm prohibited. And he couldn't come to eat because he was sick, his son is sick. Could be the guest was sick, his son is sick. The guest's son was sick. No, it's a shtim. Or river prevented him. The Mishnah says, it's a vow of an oinus, doesn't take an effect. Which means it's not prohibited. The beach. So what do we see? That oinus works also by neder, right? Not only by gitin, not only by gitin's machloikas. Maybe the rabbis knocked it out for some protection of women. But in concept, gitin, some opinion holds by gitin, like ksubis we saw, now we see by vow. Gemara. The Gemara brings a story. Ahu Gavra was this man. He had rights and courts. He had rights and courts. In court, let's say the basin told him you have right to collect money from this guy. He has zechus in basin. Okay? Basin, let's say he had a fight with his friend, the basin says, you have rights for $1,000 on your friend. What happened? Oh man, this guy talked too much. He talked too much. Was talking too much? I know some guys in issue talk too much. Can stop them out talking. No man, he said. If I don't come until 30 days, those rights that I have should be canceled. Again, you have rights in court. Because if I don't come in 30 days, those rights should be canceled. Eat this will also, he was forced and he couldn't come. Again, he said the rights that I have, if I don't come, I lose it. And he couldn't come because of a force. It's not considered. If he didn't come, so then he loses his rights. But he was forced. So therefore, what? It's not considered he didn't come. He didn't say if I come, I have rights. If I don't come, I don't have. He didn't make a double condition. She said, if I don't come, I lose my rights. He didn't come because of oinus, the force. In this will also. Omar Rav Huna says, Rotil Sachvose is zechus, his rights is canceled. Why? What do you mean? Why? He lost his loss, but he said, I lose if I don't come. But he didn't make a decision not to come. He wanted to come. So oinus should not be considered as he made a decision not to come. So why he should lose his rights? And Robert tells him, Onusu, he was forced. The Onus Rahmana Patre, in the force, the merciful one, Rahmana means the merciful one, Patre exempts him. The Chsiv, as it says, this is last week Pasha. The Gemara says, the Torah said, if a woman gets raped in the city, you kill her and him. If the woman was raped in a field, you only kill him, we don't kill her. Why? Because probably she screamed and nobody could have helped her. Like somebody runs after you to kill you, right? You can't save yourself. So who deserved that? One who kills you, not the one, yes? Not the one who fought back or who fight back.
Says in the city, if she doesn't cry out, then you can.
So there the word says, for the young girl, Lota said, I can't do anything to her. She shouted, nobody could have helped her, and we shell her. So from there, the Gemara learns that force is exemption. I ask you, what's the source, Yosh? That force, holiness is exempt. What's the force? What's the word? For the young girl, Lota said, I can't do anything. I don't know, I can't do anything for her. What? Yes. But now Lota said, no, we can't do nothing about it. Where the Gemara brings it? Here too. Right? In Daf Gimel Amud Aleph. Not the Gemara, but Rashi brings it down. Gemara brings it down here. Where did he see it? What's the source? But it doesn't say here. Rashi where? Rashi where? Here. מדאורייתא והגיתא שמציל תיינס אונס מן התורה שנאמר לתעש הדבר. Yeah, that's what Rashi says. Yeah. But it's not a Gemara. The Moraisula beget. Midoraisa, if there's a force, said it's a get if I don't come. Midoraisa from the Torah, it is a get. Why? Because don't say I didn't come. I'm forced as if I came, or it's a get if I don't come. So I didn't come. I was forced. So Midoraisa not a get. That considered I didn't come. We found a claim of force on the Torah. Shenemar says, Deuteronomy 22. It's the same thing. And where Rashi knows to get it from, knows it from here, and Nedorim and some other places, not only the only places. But we jump to Nedorim because by Nedorim the Gemara knocks out this proof. This is a big question mark. How come the Gemara here doesn't use this push off? Let's see. We'll see in a second. No, the Gemara this pushes away this proof. Let's see in a second. Omar le Rove, Rove says. Omar le Rove, onus is forced. The onus Rachmana Patre, and if you're forced, the Torah exempts you. The Chesiv, as I said, for the young girl, you cannot do anything. If you want to say tall shiny, you want to say no. How can you bring a proof from that? There it's death, and death is different. What does that mean? What do I mean tall shiny? Let's see Rashi there. So I'm turning the page to page 3. Rashi's printed there. See Rashi, turn another page. It's page 2. Page 3. Yes. So let's see Rashi. Rashi. You have it there? And bring Rashi's second line to the top. And Rashi Masech Nedor. ולנערה לא תעשה דבר. משום דאנוסו היא because she's forced. He if you want to knock it off. Tolo shiny, death is different. Let's see Rashi. The Gabi Ktola reference to death. As Rachmane Allah. The merciful one had mercy on her. So when she's forced, again, the guy raped her, and she was forced. So the Torah had mercy on her when she, not to kill her. Aval Bab, I won't see that any other force. The Leikech, there's no obligation of death. Lo Nifta, you're not exempt. Mishum oines from force. That's the Gemara's pushing. Mucho importante, very important push. Gemara says, how can you learn as a source, the Kol Kula, that oines exempts? Maybe when oines exempts, when
She's prevented, she's not preventing herself.
When I want to exempt her from death, then on mercy, it's very considered onus to be lenient and not to kill her. Who says onus is enough to remove obligation, well, not of death, obligation of money, obligation of lashes, prohibitions. Who says there, by killing, we see the Torah always as mercy. Example, the law is, you have a court of 23 judges, and you want to kill someone. How many people you need to have in order to kill him? What? Out of 23, how much is the majority? What? No. It needs to be more to, right? Remember well, by death, we always put another extra. Or by death, the person says, I have some claim, always bring it back there. Even has no proof. Even 100 times, you don't kill him, you don't kill him right away, you wait overnight. You always search, you search to find maybe merit to save him. What? Yes, you have to risk. Since by death we find the Torah says requires the court or the congregation to always look for ways to save the person being killed. So also now, in order not to kill her, the Torah will have mercy on her to be lenient to consider the force not to kill her. Who says in the normal rules of monetary or prohibitions, who says conditions and prohibitions and monetary condition, who says that a force is an exemption? That's Gemara's kasha. So the Gemara answers. But now we learned to the Mishnah. We didn't make that difference yet. So there's a better answer. There's no oinus, k'tala shayni. Again, Ravuna said he lost his chusim. I don't consider onsi. Over told him I'm oinus, and Rava says don't make a chiluk that k'tala is different. That now we learn. Let's see. Neither onsi. We saw in the Mishnah if somebody made a vow by force. He vowed his friend they should eat by him. The cholo, and he became sick. Shecholo, his son became sick, means the guest. Or Shikva Noah, the river prevented him coming. You see, it's interesting. What do we see? That the concept of oinus doesn't exist only by death, also by prohibition. It's a clear Mishnah that oinsim exists even by nedorim, not only by killing. So Rava says to Ravuno, why you cancel the rights that he couldn't come after 30 days? Couldn't come because of force, and force not only exempts you from death, also exempts you from vows. It also exempts you from conditions you may not to lose your rights in court. Okay? Okay. The Gemara asked other questions there, which are similar to our Gemara. You guys have to learn. But I just wanted to make that chiluk of Tola that Shvav removes. But what is the Svara of Ravuna? Why Ravuna didn't follow that oinus again? He said, why Ravuna holds is the chiluk between Tola and Onsi? What does he do now, Mishnah? No, the Mishnah of Nedori. Now we have to understand Ravuna's opinion there. Rava makes very clear. Somebody says, oinus, okay, he says, if you're not going to come to eat by me, then you're going to be vowed from me. And he couldn't come. right?
In what form could he not?
I'm vowing you to eat by me. So you have to come to eat. If you don't come, become vow. He didn't come because of what? Shkoya. He didn't come because of what? Holiness. Yeah, the other person's honest. So then what? He's vowed to me? Yeah. I made a vow. If you don't come to me tonight, this afternoon to eat by me, we're not friends anymore. You vow. You cannot enjoy my assets.
Onus is coming upon the other dude.
So the other dude was to come. He couldn't come. Because of holiness, I can say not coming, the vow took effect on it or not. So Ravuna says, yes. So now when the Mishnah says, it's Nidrons. The story of the Gemara was, guy had rights in court, and he made a condition, if I don't come in 30 days, I lose my rights. Ravuna says, of course he was forced to come. Ravuna says, he didn't lose. He didn't lose. And Rava says, he's honest. Sorry, made a mistake. Ravuna said, he does lose. Because he didn't come. He didn't come. No oinus. And the Prophet told him he's almost. They don't say death is different because oinus works even elsewhere. So what Ravuna holds needs to explain. Why Ravuna didn't consider oinus? Why he lost his fush? So you have to say, 1 second, you have to say maybe the level of oinus dog. Ravuna holds, if I say, if I don't come in 30 days, I lose my rights, I didn't mean I lose my rights and such an oinus. It's obviously an oinus. Right? Ravuna says, right. So it has to be that Ravuna holds that such an oinus, it's you're responsible for it. He didn't say I was forced. It's a level of oinus that you're responsible. And yeah, the case of Rava and Ravuna to argue, Rava brought a proof that oinus works, that he didn't come because sick. He's sick, his son's sick, or Noha. All those cases, you can say it's something you should have figured out. There's rainy seasons, sickness that can exist. If he can't, good chance. It's not like he got killed, shut down, line ate him. Those are totally weird. There's levels of force. So you can say the same way by us. There's two ikadamis. If there's oinus begitin or not. What is question is the rabbis such oinus knocked it out because it puts us in noise and was a stool stage for the reasons. And not only that, the Rishonim were proved Rabbi himself holds oinus exists like here by what Rabbi said by us. What on this begitin? What Rabbi said here? It is oinus. He didn't say ain't oinus at all. Tony Gitin, the Rama is worried of tznois and putzos. And which type of oinus, Rabbi had a shaila, is the rabbi scared about the Jewish women or not? Again, there's two traditions what Rabbi holds. One Rabbi holds, I care about by Jewish girls, schools of putzos, if I cancel the oinus. There is another Rabbi says no. Gitin is the same, there is oinus. But even according to Rava, that says the first Rava that says Elon is beginning, he does agree that other places there is oinus even in Gitin. Yes, or sometimes he agrees they don't have to come on to putzos and sluis. The oinus is not an oinus because he should have figured it out. He should figure out that there's no boats and that sometimes the boats delay. Can't come an hour before, come a day before. Always there's sometimes traffic. It's your fault that you didn't prepare yourself. Traffic. There's something predictable oinus. Okay, predictable oinus. The Gemara says even Rav admits. So which means not an oinus. So what I'm saying is, you have to say the machlokes Ravuna and Rava in neither omsim of not oinus of losing his rights in court. Ravuna says he lost his rights, even though he was forced. Ravuna says, why he lose his right? It's oinus. So Ravuna doesn't hold of oinus, was ktola shiny. No. He holds that such an oinus should have prepared. He didn't come, he lost. Ravuna says it's an oinus. Says it follows the normal of oinus. Good point. Good point. But we have to explain why Ravuna argues. The Gemara doesn't explain why Ravuna argues that he loses or he doesn't agree to Einstein. The Gemara has a kasha and Rava on two kashas, which means Ravuna seems to be the leading understood opinion. The Gemara attacks Rava. The Rava might know what's the name of the Snana is a Gita. He isn't from our Gemara. Says Ma'achshov, it's your get from now. Im lobati mikam adid besfaj. I don't come from here until 12 months. He died within 12 months. So he didn't come. So the get is Ma'achshov. The law is a raise a gift. Amari, why? I mean, midas onis is an oinus. So the Gemara says that. So what's the Gemara answer? It's a strong oinus. If he knew he will die, if he knew he will die, he will give the get from right now, because he doesn't want his wife to fall to Yibum. But here, if he knew he would be honest, he won't cancel his rights. He meant to say, if I don't come, I lose. No one not coming. Otherwise, he never had in mind to lose his wife. No, he's talking about there's two things. He says it's a get from now if I don't come 12 months and he died. So then we say the law is it's a get. It's an income, even though it's an oinus. The law says no, because what does the oinus means? I didn't figure it out. When I made the condition, I didn't throw in such a case. So here we say not because so you know why it's a get, because Adarab, if he knew he will die, he wants to get to be taken care of right now. So therefore, oinus is not a factor. Adarab, oinus is an eretz for why we want to get to be a get. Okay? Again, he says it's a get, I don't come in 12 months. And he died. So he didn't come. But he didn't come because of oinus. So the Gemara says, no, it's not a question against me why I consider oinus. Because the oinus helps. The more svara why I fulfill the condition, because my goal was if I come, I don't want to be a get, right? But here, if I knew I will die, definitely I don't want my wife to be hanging on. I don't want to default to my brother. I said, if I want it now, so it's part of my mind. You can say that when I made a condition, I didn't consider this case, and if I knew this case, I would say, I want to get to take effect now. So, what do we see from here? We see from here very, very fundamental understanding that normally the rule of condition means I say, this is yours if. So when we cancel the if, or I fulfill the if, that's my condition. I made a condition. I say, this is yours if. Now, if I didn't fulfill the if, so I made the condition. But if it's unpredictable case, so you can say two svaras. Oh, I knew. Or it's my fault, I should figure it out. So it's part of, when I say if I don't come, so it's included things which traffic, things which it's in my mind to know, so included in my condition. But something which is out of my prediction, that's out of my condition, so I never meant to obligate myself in such a case. Right? So it's part of my umdana, which is called an umdana, means estimation that I never meant, but we have to come out to the machinery of oinus and hamana patah. There's another subject we have to deal with. Again, we had before we started the class of saying oinus exempt you from punishment. Oinus is you didn't fulfill the condition, and oinus as if as if you did. Those are three positions. You have to know how strong is oinus. Now we're going to another point. He's saying really we have to understand what is oinus all about. What's the difference between if I say condition almenat? I'm saying I'm giving you this gift, I'm losing my rights, whatever it is, it's a get, I'll give you mesoinos if I don't come. So I made the condition. Can I have the rabbis make condition? Not basically can I have me making a condition. Now when I make a condition, and I'm honest. Normal honest, I would say umdana. The word umdana, estimation. I can estimate that what?
That they're in his control or out of it.
That I never meant to obligate myself. Its intention was never to meant. When he made a condition, if I don't, he played around, but it's it's an estimation, and never I made in such a case. Or if it's a pshia, it's part of, let's say, it's an oinus, but it's oinus kamash, oinus shchia. We say, the Gemara says, he boile. The Gemara here says, the fact that that the boat stopped him, oinus shchia shiny. Look in 4 lines in the bottom of the page. He came and he brought last night since he should have made condition. The last he made condition, you don't understand, he lost himself, which means, what does it mean? When he made a condition, I don't come, and he didn't stipulate out a normal common force. I estimate his mind and says, Oinashchich means he should have excluded it, and since he didn't exclude it, it's part of his condition to obligate. So it's all in the mind to obligate himself, or in a shchich totally, it's an estimation is out. When we have a problem, so we'll have to come into oinus. Where's the oinus comes in? Where the parsha of onsim comes in? When it's common, uncommon, and I don't know to decide if it's in or out, right? Then there we see oinsim. Yes. When you have a middle case, so you don't have his das. If it's totally added, it's definitely. He never made the obligate himself. If definitely oinus, but not oinus from the parsha of oinus on the parsha. It's part of umdama. It's part of estimation. If it's shriach, so then you would have said it's part of the estimation that he wants it. Those umdamas. But there's a world of not an umdama. I cannot estimate. I don't know. There's no umdama. But then oinus has to kick in once it. Then I can use my rabbit that I found in raping a woman, that oinus can exempt. What extent? Angel punishment makes you not. It's only from death. From death exempts you. Overprove that not only exempt from death, also from vows, also from conditions, not losing his rights, right? And Ravuna argued. Why Ravuna argued? Why Ravuna didn't use oinus there in such a case? In a case which is in the middle case. And the Gemara doesn't say which oinus, itnis. The Gemara says, there, itnis, he was forced. Let's say which type of oinus. He didn't come, he was oinus. Doesn't which level of oinus. We don't know. The Gemara had a kasha from oinus that he didn't come, he died. He says, no, that's part. That's that. We estimate that if he knew he will die, he wanted to get the big. So it's an estimation. Look there, Amre. Gil Mashayne also maybe this different. The Avayoda, how he knew the meat, from the beginning, you finished the conclusion, which means a Mundana. What's called Mundana? We estimate his mind. Not to come at the Oinsim, not a world of Oinsim. So that's the Gemara pushes off. Don't bring a raya against the other. That onus doesn't work. Sorry, that onus doesn't work. Yeah, because there I have an undana to say that I want it. 1 second, let's continue there. What's the name of what he told this guy that told the other guy? Ela has seen if I don't come. I'm reading now page 3 in the top. If I don't come, Mikala Fatiyah from here in 30 days, never get his again. What happened? Also, by the way, he came and there was traffic. Then there was no boat. You screaming, look, I came. I wanted to come. He says, it's again if I don't come. But he couldn't come because the boat got stuck. He says, listen, I want to come. Omar Shmuel is not considered coming. It's a kasha terova. Who meet that Sunday is honest. How can honest works? It's not only by death, honest works. So why there? Shmuel says not an honest. Well, the answer is what you said. Dilma oinus the megalia shotni revealed oinus by other Moses in the shchia. It's called revealed oinus. Umeabro megalia oinus. It's a revealed oinus. boat not having a traffic, it's a revealed oinus. Let's see Rashi there. Last Rashi in the page there. And Rashi Masechet Nedorim. Right? See Rashi there? The last Rashi in the paragraph of Rashi. It's 3 lines at the end of the paragraph of Rashi. In the Dorim, page 27. A boat, it's a revealed force. Sometimes you don't find a boat in that bank of the river. What Rashi says? Should have put in his mind. Or in parentheses, the deal also gonna maybe did conclude in his mind. Even though so he didn't make the condition to exclude it. It's his fault. He meet this by man, he was forced in that time. We say, he really conclude, he acquired the living, it should be again. Even some force that prevented it. But anywhere else, he is brought to if his force is again. The moment is saying, common oinus, he estimated that he should have had in mind, or he had in mind. I just took your source. He should have had in mind, or he had in mind. Didn't ask that I had in mind. That's such a thing. If I didn't exclude it, I had in mind, it's considered not coming. Doesn't matter. He's yelling. But we look what he said in the beginning. In the beginning, it's condition, it's part of his condition because he had in mind, it's umdana. Or umdana means he had in mind, or can estimate that he should have had it in mind. Doesn't matter either way, but that's called umdana, estimation. Not only, but not in the Pasha of Oinus. So Oinus, which is common, it's called umdana. Oinus, which is uncommon, so there's 2 levels. Totally uncommon and uncommon. A lion, totally uncommon, or it's not common. If it's common, it's umdana. If it's totally uncommon, so what do I define it? On my mind, so therefore I estimate it, or I come to the law of exception of the Torah, or middle case. You understand? Maybe there I don't use umdana. I don't use estimation. This way you can use estimation. It's common. He says part of line, it should be in my mind. It's your fault. It should be in your mind. Or we blame you when you know it's included in your condition because it's common. You should have. It's a negligence. That's why it's not an oinus. It's a problem of negligency. Or we say it's part of your mind. 2 options: negligency, or it's part of your mind. But totally out of the blue, real oinus, a lion ate because something abnormal. Then what? You can't say. You can estimate if I know. Yes, it's saying I'm not to be blamed, but he can estimate how no such thing will happen. I never obligate myself. It's part of estimation too. What happens if it's a middle case? I cannot estimate. You can't say if I can estimate because even now I can be this way, that way. It's a middle ground oinus. So then what? Then I have to use maybe the machinery of oinus, of the Torah exemption, not only from punishment, from getting killed, also to remove the action. This is something we need to investigate. We're going to do it now. Let's see Rashi. This in page, give me see Rashi, Ksubis, the papers. Rashi, Ksubis, Dav Gimel Amudal. The Midoraisa, Loi Avigita. Shematzinu, Tainas Oinus Minatorah. We found, this is the Rashi by us. You saw it? We found a claim of Oinus Minatorah Shenemar, as it says, L'anayro L'tasadovot. Comes the Rashash. See the Rashash? Masechet Ksubas Dav Gimel Amudal. Rashi Dibur Amatchim Doraisa Lavigita. Shenemar, as it says, V'lanayro L'tasadovot. Comes the Rashash and he points out, Ibn Adori, and Masechet Adorim Dochilo. The Gemara pushes out. Toloshayni, maybe death is different. What the Rasha says, see in the Gemara Nedorim, The Gemara says maybe only a remove of punishment, of killing. Who says oines that is not from action that I didn't do, or eat another as if I did. Command lo avde or command avde. That's too much. Shoot Mari. See, shoot Mari.
Rosh Hashanah is saying that they push up
The proof. And Rava brought up the proof from the Mishnah. It's not so. But from the Torah itself, if I take the source of the Torah, to jump. Instead, so the Torah is obligating us to have mercy, to find ways to not to kill. But who says anywhere else? So Rava says, yes, okay, it's not. The Gemara says midoraita from the Torah. The Shas says it's a rabbinic, it's not Torah. The Torah is no proof. The Bish. Rava says, don't say maybe the Torah exempt because death. So you see, Chachamim, the rabbis, by the Mishnah of Onsin, the rabbis did use oinus. It's a rabbinic thing. The rabbis are, but directly from the Torah, there's no proof. Maybe it's the death is different. We're trying to have a source. Our goal in this class is to show levels of oinus. Level, correct? Common, which is your fault, or it's part of your mind. Not common, but not totally uncommon. And extremely uncommon. That's the highest.
And in this case, we call it honest.
That's the second point is, what definitely if it's common, it's not unless it's negligency or it's part of it. It's called umdana. Question is, not common honest or extremely not common is where is it? We see, but not common honest, there's an argument. Avuna says he doesn't cancel his chus because I don't care about honest, or as I care about honest. An argument. Honest, what? Extinction. Now everybody agrees that it's totally uncommon by a lion, totally uncommon honest. There's definitely everybody agrees their works. Why? It's an umdana or the puzzle. This is what we have to start searching. Why we need a machinery of onsim? I need a machine onsim to exempt of punishment, not to kill, but to exempt of actions and conditions and monetary rules. I use common sense. What he meant, I can estimate what he meant, but I have to use a machinery of onsim. Maybe by a vow, I need maybe isu, maybe I need the posuk of onsim. But by gitin is also prohibitions. Gitin, the dorim is conditions. It's prohibitions. And maybe there I need that. I need a posuk. Because death or prohibitions. But in the monetary rule, I said, if I don't come, I lose my rights in court, my monetary rights in court. Those are monetary rules. So then we have to use the machinery of estimation of umdana. Right? In monetary, I use umdana. In punishment, I use a Torah. Prohibition, I use a Torah. Rashi says in prohibition of gitin, the source of gitin, what Rashi says in Trubis on top of the page, the source is oinus, the Torah. So Rashi jumped the source of the Torah of killing, not punishment of killing, to the source of the Torah of prohibition of gitin. So he learns prohibition and punishment is all the same. But there's a machloikes Rava and Ravuna. Can I use the source of the Torah to monetary? Ravuna says no. He said if I don't come, I lose my rights. And he was forced. He lost a right because that's such a choice. It's in your mind, not in your mind. Whatever Ravuna says, you can't use the rule of oinus. Rava says no. I use the rule of oinus not only by death, not only by prohibition, even by monetary rules. By monetary rules, no, we should not follow on sin. We should follow. It's not a question of punishment. It's a question of conditions, of what is in your mind. So if I make the groups, I say, death is definitely the Torah. Prohibition, I need a Torah. It's say only death, but normal prohibition, okay. But monetary rules, definitely I don't use the rule of onsim. I should use the rule of underestimation. That's what I read. בממונות משתמשים באומדנס. באיסורים ומיסה משתמשים אולי באונסים ופטורים. זה פטור מאוינס, זה פטור מאיסורים. לכאורה, הכוח של אונסים, יש אונסים, זה בכתולה ובאיסורים, שזה עונשים. אבל בממונות זה עניין של דעת, אומדנס. מה האונסים חשוב פה? מה העניין של תנאי, עניין של אומדנס. אומדן דעת, מה שאנחנו עושים. כן, אולי זה הסבור של רבונו. Bottle sports are on seems to shoot like can I just go such a force, not a force. Never bottles say. Who says, oh, I'm seeing we found the Torah. It says, Dollar shining, we find by Isurim, okay? That's Isurim. But we see Robert jumps from death. Isurim from Isurim to monitor rules. Robert Kafat, feeling to monitor. That's something that needs an explanation. Why there, Robert used the concept of onsim and not the concept of umdiness. Estimation. So let's see the Maharit. You heard about the Maharit? Maharit lived about 500 years ago. He was one of the biggest giants in the Jewish people. Shut Maharit Chelekalev Simana. Imagine that's his first paragraph in his book. First tractate, first Simana. Yes, that's what it says, Chelekalev Simana. And he says, don't make a mistake. The reheat of the Gemara from the language, language of the Gemara. The Loimar can say the Tama Ave, that the reason is Mishum the Oines Rachmona Pat. The Torah exempts. The Loishonilon, it is not different by us. There's no difference. Something which is proven and not proven. Always force works. The Korma, which the Gemara says, the Gemara and the Dorim said, the exemption is from Oines. And the Gemara says, if you're going to say death is different, we see that not only by death, it's also by prohibition of a vow by the Dorim. Yes, on the Dorim. Mashma. Comes the Maharit and concludes Mashma. The time of the Maslish and the reason of the Mishnah. Shum the Oines Rachmona Pater, the Torah exempts you. Masha means I can infer from this, I understand from this Gemara. The reason of the Mishnah by prohibitions of the Dorim, the reason why Nidronsim works is not estimation, not umdana. It's the Torah exemption. It's not an estimation of das, what you had in mind when you made the vow. It's rather because the onus hamona patra. He says, that's not true. When the Torah exempts you from by force, the oinish part, from punishment of death, punishment of breaking vows. But here, by neither onsim there, it's not the Torah exempts you from a punishment of a vow. The question there that the vow took effect or not. So he says, it says, Robert jumps from punishment not only by killing, also punishment of prohibitions. But how can he jump from punishment to what? To make prohibition take effect. He says when a prohibition, Robert can jump punishment of killing, the punishment of vows. Kidron, for example, Nishba ala kikam. Somebody made a vow on a loaf of bread. He says, I'm not going to eat this loaf of bread. But when he ate it, so what, he has to get lashes, right? I doubt in such a case that he ate it by force. The Torah exempt you for getting lashes from punishment. You ate a piece of bread, you made a vow, I'm not going to eat this bread. And he ate it by force. Did you break the law of a vow to get punished? No. The doing the cross, similar to the verse, the lamara to the young girl, not I said about. But condition, a vow and condition, which has to do with halois, the vow took effect, or it took effect. Then and he was forced the over and he broke his condition. So then we follow the rules. What do you have in mind? What do you have in mind? It's included in his mind. There's different rules. There's nothing to do with the rules of exemption of punishment, death, punishment of lashes. Okay. He broke his condition, and he had in mind that such a case, he wouldn't obligate himself. So he says, what he had in mind, if not everybody understands it, it's nothing. Because what's in your mind is only in your heart. Not everybody knows it. The law takes an effect, choppy, nice. So if somebody says, if I don't come, it's a vow. If you don't come to eat, it's a vow. The fact that he said was in my mind, my heart, that if you can't come because you're sick, I didn't mean to make you a vow. That's in his heart. Has to be believer in his heart, the heart of all man. It means has to be clear that it's in my mind. But if it's unclear, it's in your heart. There's nothing. So in the world of halois, of prohibitions, or taking effect of laws of condition of money, or taking law of halois of vows, it's copy paste in the wrong place. Those words are misplaced. So the Marit says, don't make a mistake that literally, whatever it means literally, mean the same thing. He says, no. Doesn't mean that. He says, don't make a mistake. And don't make a mistake from the running language of the Gemara, which means the Gemara quoted this verse doesn't mean literally. The rules are from punishment of death, punishment of breaking a vow. You don't have chalois about, not chalois about. No, it's a way of saying, this means it was in my mind, not in my mind. It's not from Shabbat, it was an oinus means everybody understood in such a case, I didn't mean to say, and therefore it's in my mind, believe it, and therefore it's part of the condition or outside the condition inside, whatever the case is. If it's unknown, it's only in my heart, what you think in your heart doesn't affect your words. But if it's called believable, if it's an oinus that it's in my heart, the heart of everybody, so he says part of my condition. It's included, therefore, I break or I didn't break it, whatever the oinus was. We're going to jump to us in a second. He said that's what we're heading for. All the karma, and that the Gemara says, there in the doggy, don't say death is different. I'll show you that in vows the same. This is what the Gemara meant to say, according to the Maharit. Very big chiddush of the Maharit. We didn't say this concept that the Torah exempts you, and also Bektola, only there, not in death punishment. Rather, only there in the story of killing. But now, we see it's not only there, which means the law of a time of Mishumoinus, the exemption of the Torah is not only an exemption of punishment. The rabbis learned from the Mishnah that there's extension also to Chalois. That's what he brought. Don't say only death means, don't say only death punishment and not punishment of prohibition. That's what it was saying. Don't say only death punishment and not punishment of vow. That's not true. Punishment is only one rule. That's not what the Roman wants to knock out. Don't say it's only local in death. And I cannot extend it to chalois. I will show you from the Mishnah, and it says, it's a vow, you don't eat by me, and you need because of oinus, or sick. It's called nidronsi. So you see it from the Mishnah, and the Mishnah calls it nidronsi. We see that Chazal learned that this is the limud, it's a father to all onsim, not only case of the renewed punishment, it's also in the rules of umden, of estimation. There's a teaching in the rules of umdenness, at which level, it's a binyan av. The law of the time really lasts too long. The law of the time in Mishumoinis is not a reason of force. Because this Mishnah that says it's need onsim is not an onsim of punishment, it's a condition. Is example. It's a status I can estimate his mind that he made a vow in such a case. Al dat what? Queen is king, it's such a force. And now in the same way, when somebody says, I will lose my rights and my documents if I don't come, which means the Marit made an earthquake. And this is the beginning of the surah. And Marit said, although the prayer speaks about punishments, Rava and the Doring made a big jump. And he said, is a tower of light. Migdal Oil, a tower of light. All of the Shas, that not only in punishments, also in Chalois, taking effective rules. Which means it gives me an understanding in umdiness, in estimation. Normally, you have a rule, if it's only in my heart, believe boy, I made a condition. And I have my heart something that's not in the heart of everyone, is out. If it's totally oinous, says believe in the Kolodam is the heart of everyone. What in the middle case? Unclear. Oinous. Where I shove it in. I learned from Loidanis and Loidomo that I use that as an exemption of oinous that is not considered kimat na, is not considered fulfillment night condition. Even though it's only a condition, because I estimate, which means, what it is, I can estimate. The place in which it's hard to estimate because it's oinous or oinous, it's shchiach, no shchiach. It's not common oinous, it's not totally uncommon. It's common, not common. Here, the Gemara uses as a support. Rabbi uses as support. And that's what Rashi Bayos says, that's the support of Rabbi here. Rabbi uses support, that it's a rule for Kol even for Gitin, even for Tnoim, for condition of Gitin, condition of Nadorim, which is Tnoim and Chalois, that we say middle ground is considered still oinous, which means it's like extreme. Even though it's not extreme, like extreme, and it's not part of my mind, it's like agreement everyone, and it's not considered, I fulfill my condition. If we hold Yesh Oinus Begitim, not Gitim, we hold Yesh Oinus Benedori. The only reason why he doesn't knock out Bagigos, he wants to protect the daughters of Israel. Versus the rabbis knocked that out. But if you take that out, onsim by Nedori, by condition of Nedori, onsim by Gitim, if I don't care that it was like the second Rava, or onsim by Ksube, all of the Shas, although the onus is onus of what? It's a force of conditions, not a force of punishments of death and punishment of breaking prohibitions. It's a question of the conditions in the world of estimation of umdana. Right? Cases we don't know umdana, that's an oinus, we learn the Manatozo as a source that the middle case is part of the extreme case, and as if you had in mind that is not part of my application, and they need to fulfill the condition. This means if it's common oinus, it's your fault. You should have think about it. So it's common. If it's totally extreme oinus, a line came. So it's I can estimate. You don't know. I learned from Lenana Tazanovo. I learned from the pasuk in the Torah, from the raped girl. In the middle condition, it's oinus, it's force oinus middle condition, but therefore it's not considered. It's. I never made the condition of this. Yes, a lenient, and therefore, it's like fulfill my condition. He had it included in your mind, that the middle case had to learn from the woman, the rape of the woman. Capish? It's the number one list. The rest continue on, but I want you to do all the Gemara places inside, okay? You have a lot of work to go.